Your Majesty at your service. Welcome to Fairyqueen Talks. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of my podcast, Keepsakes. Christmas and New Year's have both fallen on Fridays in 2020. And because I usually record on Thursdays, I've been creating my episodes on Christmas and New Year's Eve. So as I'm recording this, I'm all dressed up and ready to eat and party with my family as soon as I'm done recording. So when you get to hear this, you should already be in 2021. So Happy New Year! As much as I'm looking forward to tomorrow, which will be 2021, I must say that this year, 2020, has been remarkable for various reasons. And instead of leaving this year behind as if it was a waste of time, there's a lot of things that I've learned and I would like to keep. A keepsake is something that you keep to help you remember a person, place, or event, a memento or souvenir. I personally feel that this year is worth remembering, the good, bad, and ugly. We must not forget the level of consciousness we have had to attain in order to live through the various events and situations we've gone through as a world. The keepsake for me is my podcast. And simply by looking at all the topics I've discussed throughout the year has made me appreciate the personal growth and development. So as you are entering 2021 and hope for an existence with less restrictions, more freedom, and an ability to make a lot of your goals come true, I want you to reflect on your keepsakes of 2020. Having reflected on 2020, I want to share with you some of my keepsakes from this year. These are some things that I would like to carry forward because it has allowed me to tap into my greatness and become a better version of myself. So, here are the 5 of my keepsakes based on all the things I've discussed this year on Fairyqueen Talks. Keepsake 1. Self-awareness. Understanding yourself, the way you think, and how you process information truly makes all the difference. Because of my level of self-awareness, I knew I would go mad if I had to enter quarantine and only focus on being home. Before the restrictions, I was on maternity leave. However, I had a social life. I attended Keep in Touch days at work, and I was involved in various voluntary work. I work best, feel my best, and am my best when I'm in a service to others. Of course, my main priority is my family unit. However, I also like to be involved in my local community. The level of service I have done during quarantine has become digital, and adopting this way of working has made a positive difference in my well-being. When your self-awareness is high, you can identify things that may trigger you before it actually triggers you. Keepsake number 2. Health is wealth. All I hear when it comes to COVID-19 is underlying health conditions. This has heightened my awareness and keenness to understand and be aware of my personal health. Whether you believe the virus is real or not, people are dying and getting sick. I don't want to put my health at risk and make sure I protect myself and my household. Because I have felt unwell before, because of various reasons, I've always appreciated having good health. To have a good quality of life, we need to make sure that we look after our health and protect ourselves from even catching this virus. Keepsake number 3. Participating in local politics. There are those who complain and there are those who will do something about their complaints. I've come to a conclusion that people who take their electoral rights seriously are in a position to make their genuine complaints into genuine change. I cannot comprehend those who don't walk the talk. So if you're not happy about the political affairs in the local area, your country, or the world, make sure that you become the difference. Make sure that your voice is heard, vote, and support politicians, people, organizations that care about the things that you care about. This leads me to my keepsake number 4. Fight for causes that you genuinely believe in. There appears to be a higher level of activism in all sorts of people. The level of activism for a particular cause shouldn't only occur when it's big news. Rather, a sustainable way of being an ally to causes that you believe in. There are so many causes that I believe in and stand for, and I've had to sit down and reflect on what level of activism or allyship I can give to the different things. I've come to accept that one's activism cannot be measured only by one's level of time or involvement. Rather, it's about the genuine care for the cause and doing what you can. There's no point overstretching yourself at your own expense. Stand for others in the way that suits you best. I'm blessed that my career allows me to be an ally to others, but I've met so many people who support me in my role and have completely different careers. You can make a difference for causes that you believe in your home, at work, local community, and even the world. My last keepsake is number 5, self-care. The last keepsake for me is self-care. And in previous years, self-care has looked like occasional focus on oneself and having me days. I've come to accept that me days don't work when you're in quarantine and have 2 kids. So, having had private time to focus on my podcast and reading on so many things, it has become apparent that to me, that self-care doesn't need to look like a whole day dedicated to me or just being alone. Rather, it's about checking in with myself on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis and seeing how I am doing and feeling. And the way of monitoring this is by having a dedicated journal that allows you to do so. Having self-care in a more structured way and documented can give you the opportunity to monitor yourself, identify patterns, and track your mood levels. And because you're doing it independently, you can be very, very, very honest. Because that's the only way that you will be and feel better. So, there you have it. Those are my keepsakes for this year. What are some of your keepsakes of 2020? What do you want to remember about last year? As you go forward this year, 2021, I want to invite you to stay tuned to Fairyqueen Talks and continue on your journey of greatness. I have set goals for this year, as I'm sure you have. So stay tuned in 2021 for content that will help the both of us to keep hopeful and stay focused on what we have set to do. Happy New Year! At the end of each episode, I address the Queendom. This year will be a better year for all of us. Let's stay happy and focused on tapping into our greatness. Let's be intentional about everything that we do and be attentive to our feelings and well-being. Let's seek balance in all that we do and always look on the bright side. Thank you so much for listening to Fairyqueen Talks. See you next time.